Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué. T'as bien de moi avec nous. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. On t'a dit à ta moumoune, on s'en va bien faire moins vite. Abela lo kan yo. Ka go so aju lo. Hey. Awaye. Ati o lo a. Ìyàwó Abela lo kan yo. Níbi tó jọba yìí. Níbi tó yọba. Máa ti sì mọ̀ pé yo. Máa jẹ́ jíjí. Wọ́n pe ìṣàmẹ́ fọ́ sí o. Títí connect. Animateur Choco Noska Yasen de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniche les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Labrador Pub Radio. We're here again this evening. We say thank God we're here. And to God be in mercies. Jesus, thank you. Thank you. The glory is yours. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing us here again to have this wonderful, wonderful conversation with our brothers and sisters. We're here again asking you, my Lord, to take complete control. Guide our thoughts, guide ourselves. As we open our mouth again this evening, whatever comes out of our mouth must be a decent proposal. My God, you are in complete control. We ask that the Republic of Liberia be blessed. We ask you, my God, we pray to you that the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. That the leadership of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. President Mbaka and his people fully blessed. We ask of that. My God, whenever we ask, we have never been failed before. Give President Mbaka the wisdom. Give him long life. He's here. You picked him. You brought him on for a specific purpose. My God, the piper is not done yet. He's just getting started. Give him the strength. Give him the strength to do what is good for our people. My Lord, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, go ahead. Let's start the program. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to have you here again tonight. And hopefully we'll do our best here to make sure that whatever it is that we try to do here is in the good interest of the Republic of Liberia. Avoid all jealousy and what have you. But thanks for joining us, folks. Please share this video as much as you can. Please share it to as many people as you can. We ask that you ask to do that as well. Again, it's a wonderful thing to have you on again tonight. Samson told Labrador Pub Radio. Apparently, the link is out there. If you allow me to just talk one little tap at that, and then we can go on. The link is out there, please. So we will be here to consult ourselves, consult everything of God. We're going to be here again tonight having conversation with our brothers and sisters. Let me welcome all of you, first of all, as you come out here to watch us. It's a wonderful thing to be with you again tonight. And it's a good thing to talk about Liberia. It is a good thing to talk about Liberia, to be honest with you. So, the president and his people are working hard, as far as I'm concerned, to try to succeed and do whatever they can, which is good, Very, very good. President Baka is not laying down and waiting to be fed, spoon-fed by whatever means or whatever it is, but he's there to work for the people. And that we know for sure. We know for sure the president is there to work, and he's doing his best to work for us to make sure good things happen for the people of Liberia. Okay? So there's nothing, no two-way street around it. Okay? So the president is there to work and do the best he can for all of us. And we appreciate that. We truly appreciate that. There's no question asked. Okay? So we will continue to push and make sure that Liberians get the type of information that is needed in that country. There's no question asked. No question asked. So stay with us tonight again as we try to make ourselves available here. All right. So stay with us. Samson told Labrador Pub Radio as I'm trying to fix my gadget here. Thank you for following, guys. We say thank you very much. Again, I'll just read this here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We've been following the president and the government for some reason just not having. This is not one day. This is an ongoing situation. So the way I would term it is, I think President Baka, for me now, to be honest with you, I think President Baka is resisting to be put in a bubble. Because for people to just come out and want to please him, that means he's truly resisting to be put in a bubble. Because if he was in a bubble, why would these people try to please him? They know he's in a bubble. He's in their hands, but he's not. I think this the president of ours is difficult to contain, and I think the people recognize that, and so they try to do all what they can to push themselves. They're stepping over one another. I'll give you an example. This yellow machine stuff, now I'm going to talk about the yellow machine. I told you yesterday, the functionality of some of the machine that they're talking about, and if are they going to be coming to Liberia, what they need to do and how they need to get it together. All right. But according to a report, this issue, this yellow machine issue was not announced until they got to the retreat. So at the retreat, it was announced that the yellow machine was going to be coming to Liberia, and they show a clip of video according to the story. And people started clapping, was very happy. And my understanding, they have the picture of the President Baka, on some of these machines or whatever it was. And as time went on, people in the hierarchy of the Unity Party and even the President Baka circle, they started recognizing, wait a minute, that the woman just showcased herself, whereas surpassing us. Let's look into this thing. There were people that were pushing. They couldn't talk themselves, but they pushed the line. They gave talking point to radio station and other places. They said these people didn't even go there. The woman did this thing, no PPC, whatever law she's breaking the law. Opposition got hold of that. They started running with it. For me, it's like these people. Let me bring on Jerry here. Jerry, okay, he's still facing his camera. Let me bring him on here. Okay, Jerry, when you're ready, just put a thumb up and I'll bring you on. It seemed to me that the infighting of trying to contain the president or trying to put in a bubble, so to speak, is becoming well pronounced. For those of us that support this president and sitting outside watching this thing unfold, it is becoming very embarrassing, to be honest with you. The press secretary is now coming to tell us that the machine is in fact, it was just some sort of an announcement. Government have not engaged anything, but they told us already the yellow machine was on the way. So what is going on? This is the same issue we'll have with President Weah. Who's speaking for this government? Who's speaking for this government? Their messaging system is going to mess them up. They try to showcase their goodwill and good thing and what have you, but they are not doing, for some reason, I feel like they're trying to put the president in a bubble. And what do I mean by this? And before I bring in Jerry, where President Baka will defer to those inner circle who has in a bubble. And they say, Baku, you're doing good. Hey, don't worry about something. Told them, man. They just here to spoil your knee. They just here to spoil. Hello, sister Esther. How you doing? They just here to spoil your knee. Don't listen to them. We the one who got your interest. They have not gotten there yet, but I believe there are those who are trying their best to put it in that bubble, when they will be able to control the narrative, where they will be able to control what comes out and what goes in. And I think President Baka is resisting, because if President Baka was in the bubble already, you won't have this kinds of mix-up. 1 minute you have a group say we're doing this, the government is doing this, and another minute you have another group say no. If you want to know what's going, we got to tell you. The people who telling you they're not. You see what I'm going with this? So I think President Baka needs to call these people in a meeting. They already have a retreat. I think President Baka needs to announce to these people, to say when such announcement is made, we don't do it publicly until we have all our ducks in the row. Because this is getting to be embarrassing for my brothers and sisters. You have a minister of information telling people, whereas the CDs, Unity Party member party scene been celebrating the yellow machine all over, showing pictures all over the place. And now they're saying that this most likely might not happen now. You can't blame the minister of information either. Because when the insider felt that this woman have overshadowed them, they decided to have a talking point by passing that talking point to certain people at the Senate who are now going to use that opportunity to derail whatever it is by saying these people have violated the Constitution, they have violated the PPC law, whatever law they have over there. Because it was the information that was provided at the retreat, many of the insiders were not aware that the information was coming. So they were caught with their pants down. And they was really upset. They were really upset. Why would a woman do this to us? We're the one that running this thing. And now she has had some sort of a favorite dingo in front of President Bakar. So they're doing everything possible now to distance President Bakar from this woman overture, whatever it is that she brought in there. So they provided talking point to their talking heads. So if the people are bringing a yellow machine, if the government have not done that, even if the yellow machine are not in yet, they ask questions, let the government send somebody to the Senate to explain why they're stepping all over each other. Only one definition, one reason I got for you. President Bakar is refusing to be put in a bubble. And as long as the insider do not have President Bakar in a bubble, you will continue to have this thing misstep here and there because they are not together. But once you see that people start speaking with one voice, then President Bakar is in a bubble. Jerry, thank you for joining me. We appreciate it tonight. I just thought that I talk my own tabata. What's on your plate, sir?
Thank you. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so we have to be with the family. Sorry, I couldn't be there last night. But, there are a couple of things that you tell some of them already. The question, two things are on my, or actually three things are on the public works issue and also the rights issue. And break into the Capitol building. There was a break into the Capitol building this going weekend. And it's a serious matter. Our security need to be threatened. How can the Capitol building be broken into? And American laptop was stolen. The other document was stolen as they are alleged to be. And somehow have made recommendation to the previous government and also to the new government that we need to have a Capitol Police that will be responsible for the entire compound. Instead of we having private security guarding where our records, our Senate, the second branch of government, moreover, even the Chamber of Justice. So it's a serious matter. Who knows? These documents, the laptop they allege, that laptop was stolen, all the information. It's scary. It's alarming. It is time for us to start thinking seriously about security in our country, especially we are going digital. Cybercrime, AR. People we are not investigating enough, but they are investigating people that know these things. How can a Capitol building be broken into, whereby we have sensitive information in regard to our government? How someone will know that some of the documents they will not get in their hands or the wrong person that will be blackmailing our government? So this is an issue for us to start thinking about. The idea is we need to have a Capitol Police rather than to be paying or private security to be guarding our sensitive information. Where do we go now for investigation? Are you going to call a proprietor for the private security. How come they broke into the system? Where were they? How they? When were happening? Where were the people? So, Brother Toe, I mean, that's one of the things that concern me. The second thing that concerns me is the public works issue. Mr. Magay, the senator from Agimi, he won the All Sister Network this afternoon, this evening. I was listening to him. Now he became a champion of corruption. Now he became a champion of corruption. He's spearheading. Yeah? And like you tell Rasi go mama cheese. Yeah? They call the Minister of Public Works, contract given to the people. But here's the interesting thing, folks. I want you to listen and listen very well. The Public Works Minister alleged that he told the Minister of Justice, seeking advice to distribute the contract or award the people the contract. Here is the Minister of Justice. I hope you listen very well, Mr. Toh. Here is the Minister of Justice who's supposed to prosecute if there's a wrongdoing. So, if the Minister of Public Works, in collaboration with Minister of Finance to distribute the money, who's going to prosecute them? How do we take the case forward now? I want you to think. Maybe I might be wrong, but from a legal perspective, the Minister of Justice should not even entertain such a request. So that is my pause this evening. We'll have a discussion on it, and these things need to be addressed with your point of communication. The president needs to start setting an example.
Thank you.
Because too much leakage.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. The issue for me with the president or the public works minister, I think this was not unexpected as far as I'm concerned. These are old network from the Ellen Sirleaf administration. President Barker should have known better. These young people were under Madam Sirleaf administration. They didn't do well. They did not do well. Ellen administration is yet to be audited. How will you even audit Ellen administration when many of the people that were operating on Ellen administration, they are now working in Barker's administration? President Barker,
cross-contamination.
Yes. President Barker should have known better. President Barker, this I'm going to speak, and I will open my mouth on it. President Barker should have known that these Liberians are not the only qualified Liberians. There are other Liberians who are not tainted, who has yet to work in the government. And if you depend on those who work in the government and say, well, that person have an experience, they have experience of doing some manipulating the system like this here. Because they have done it before. They have no fear. They have no fear. So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So for me, I'm not even accusing Senator McGill of the past. I don't care for his past record right now. I just want him to dive into this. Let him go after this guy. And if he's found any kinds of mishap, that they do whatever the law requires. Why would look at these people? Abache sanctioned recently, and he's now pardoning. Does he have any pardoning power?
Thank you.
To say I will forgive this guy? If the guy comes, this is why Liberia is not going anywhere. The same people, the same corrupt people continue to repeat themselves. Here's the reason I told you here the other day, Jerry. Immediately after the war, when they met, well, I'll say when we met, because I didn't go to Ghana, but I was on communication with folks that was in Ghana representing my interests. I was on the phone with them most of the time. So when the meeting happened in Ghana, immediately, before the meeting, I started getting information that most of these warlords are willing to sell position. They were willing to sell position to the higher bidder. That's the first thing. We all knew then that things are not going to end up well. What's his name? Went over there as a caretaker. He decided to do whatever he wanted to do. Madam Sally came in, nothing changed. Nothing changed. The only way that these things would change, President Baka gonna have to disgrace the like of Samson told. Call me to come do one job. Let me come be a dog catcher. And if you catch me not catching the correct dog, and I say I got these dog numbers and get the money, throw me in jail. That is the only way. You have the like of Abba Chair, who is now going to pardon the Minister of Public Works. The Minister of Public Works, he's not a slouch. He's highly educated, very smart, very sophisticated. He knows the money business. Many of these people are working in the accounting business. They know how to move money around. They are not technocrat. They are not a technical person in terms of role. You take somebody who deal with money and put him into Minister of Public Works. What do you want him to do with contracts? That's what they do. Him and his buddy, Judy Moore, they brought them in. You know what they were doing before? Judy Moore used to be in charge at the executive mansion of the project coming directed under President Salif project, separate from public work, and he was running that. So they decided to put in the public work. There's a lot of story. I'm not about ready to divulge more because I have people who are working at the public that I know, very close to me. Okay, so I know most of these things, but this is not going to be the end. This is not going to be the end. Gavin going to continue to do this. If you bring somebody who has the technical ability to understand, the person not only going to know that in order for you to do these kinds of contracts, the people you're going to give the job to, they must be sophisticated enough to do the work. The person, what does he know about road? He talking about say he plowed the road. Does he understand what it means by plowing road? You think I just come and take grader and go out? People in Granjide are dancing right now. Granjiders on Facebook are dancing right now because they're taking the 7 hours from Montreal to Granjide. Wait till the rainy season comes. Wait till President Baka is going to be so upset with these people. Going to be so upset with these people. Wait till the rainy season starts, the real one. This rainy season might not be bad. Might not be bad. But in 2 seasons, you won't be able, you will go back to the area. Because what they did was just fill these holes, these big, big holes. They just fill them in. And Jerry, in order for you to, you see, this is what they do that is so hurtful. There's a young man at the Ministry of Public Works. Very smart. He's a geotech guy. He deals with soil business. He knows how to stabilize soil. That's all he did. They took him, make him minister, I believe, in technical affairs, something like that. But they're not bringing him on board. My understanding. This is a young man that you're supposed to put in front because you know how to stabilize the soil. His name is Vay. I believe I said Vay Jr. or something like that.
Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart.
Father was deputy minister.
Yes.
The father was deputy
Very
minister.
smart.
I know his father. I know
this is a young man you're supposed to put in front. You're giving contract to people. Where are the material list? How did you come up with the estimate? What the estimate that you're going to show to people? You just put money to it. Somebody said they're going to do this, and you say yes. They have what they call engineering economic, where you can say, okay, this is a dollar amount for my equipment. In 10 years, this is the future value. In this is the present worth. In 10 years, this is what's going to be the future. You go all through all of those things. Nothing. But I'm not going to go into those things because for me, it's a waste of time. I just got off the phone. We had a meeting. It's the bridge job that I'm working on over there in the north. It's becoming like I'm building a rocket. I'm becoming like a rocket scientist because the people want to make sure that wherever that I put in there, that it is indeed in the interest, not the people, but the ocean. Because they want to make sure that the fish that are going to go upstream to spawn, when they're coming by, they're not crazy. Because when they're crazy, they will not get a good fish. This is how the people think. We're going to meet with environmental people tomorrow. They're going to tell us, how did you do this? How did you come up with this? So we just had a meeting to prepare ourselves. Do they do that? No. So for me, Jerry, and I'll let you get involved, Liberia is like an elephant meat. Myself, I just waiting to win my lottery. I'm going to be president. Yeah. I just waiting to win the lottery, then I will run my campaign to be president. Yeah. But to be serious, if, we want to have this good opportunity, those of us that really want to see Liberia succeed, not Unity Party, not CDC, but Liberia succeed. This is the only opportunity we have. When this president, because this president, what does he need? He's not here to dress. He's not here for shoe business. He's not here for woman business. He's not here to go rock cars. So what is he here for? He's here to straighten this country up. And this is the only opportunity we have right now to rally around this president to make sure that he succeeds. But the opportunity is, if we're not careful, it's going to slip away from us because it's only individual. So if he said on this, okay, I don't get time for car business. I'm not here for woman business. I'm not here for dressing business. He wears one suit 10, 15 times a week. No big deal. He ain't here for anything else but to straight. And the people who he brought on board are not ready to help. Then what is the point? People say, but then why you can't fire them? You think to fire somebody is that easy? Especially someone who had kids? Somebody who considers himself to be the father of the nation? To fire somebody just like that? So these young people themselves going to have to make themselves available, ready to work for this man so that we all succeed. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And so the only thing some of us are suffering from right now, it'll be nice with my GED to lay down somewhere in Totown with palm wine in the evening, come from Montreal, finish working, come to Totown in the evening, drink my palm wine, Sunday afternoon, get back in the car, go to Montreal to work. That's the only thing we're missing. They don't got money to pay me. They have nothing to pay me on there. I want to go steal. They can't pay me what I'm making here. So this is what we're missing. And these people need to understand, Jared. So Minister Getty, he's a very smart person, very, very sophisticated. You'll be doing it now, you see it, now you don't. Watch him when he go to the Senate to go testify. Watch the kind of words he's going to start using. Accounting language that many of these senators will not understand. That's how come some of you use to pour their horns. Because some of you kind of start throwing in economic turns around, blah, blah, blah. Now you see they just all kind of junk. So yeah, the man's too smart. And they let him go. This is what we do. Jerry, thank you for bringing that up, but I think that's something is going to continue because the young people that the president is bringing on board, they are not helping. Why would up to this time? When was the last time you heard the like of Kofi Wood names in any mention in any kinds of the discussion? So what is Kofi Wood doing over there? This is the man that is renowned for standing up for people's rights, standing up for what is good, standing up for what is good for our country. When was the last time you heard Kofi Wood name mentioned in any of these conversations? Nothing. Nothing. So is he tired? Is he tired to be there? Then why you're there? So, Mr. Barker, this is just, I'm sorry to take all your time, but
Well, that's great. That's great. That's great. That's why we are here. But let me say this. I will say on the show again, and I'll keep reminding the Liberian people. 2 things are going on in our country. I will say over and over again, I would drain the Liberian people. We got organized crime in our country, which is not there with. We got a white collar crime, like you just alluded to. They go there and speak different language, which the people don't understand. The people who wear the coat suit, they are the people who stealing the more money than the people who steal the corruption. The corruption is just a little or nothing. But we don't have people who are trained to recognize what is white collar crime and organized crime. What's going on in our country is organized crime. Because look, what you just said. People go and get in the envelope and they award the contract. Who is the Minister of Justice in our country that understands what is organized crime? Who the Minister of Justice in our country that understands cyber crime? Who in this organization that know that have been trained? Or that be able to do the forensic audit them? So there's so many things going on within our government. You just said to Kofi Wood, who's the National Security Advisor, that's a man, he's supposed to be 2 feet. Wherever the president go, the National Security Advisor. But he's on mute. The whole thing that's going on in Liberia, I never heard about the National Security Advisor. What is he doing? The man is a major man in the country. Before any other thing that come on. What happening in what the place is there? It came out the last time when the people died. No consultation with national security. The press secretary released information. Who's supposed to speak to it? It's the national security. He's supposed to break the news to the Mr. President. This is what's going on. What happened to the women, the former armed forces wives? Who's supposed to advise the president? It's the national security advisor. So probably, I might be wrong. He's a renowned person. Maybe he's not security minded. Maybe he's a lawyer. Maybe that's not an area. So they need somebody who has security minded to be able to advise the president. But these things, that's something that we need to deal with. We need to be there with. Because this is Mr. Buckeye or political ambition. We said, road need to be good. You are the engineer. The road, yes, for now. But what will the Liberian people benefit? Now we'll talk about the yellow machine, the Caterpillar. They are not available. What? They are not in Liberia yet? How do you explain to your constituent? Look at the senator themselves. Don't forget about the administration. Are they bringing the pork home? Are they bringing the pork home? Because they will benefit if the yellow machine or the caterpillar is in a village or in a county. So you bringing the pork home. So if you want to hold this administration to their feet, you just have to look in the mirror. It's administration responsibility, but you allocate the money. You have to tell the president, yeah, the president will send the money, but you have to provide the money and say, we got this amount of money. But it will come and give your county, the 15 counties. So it's still going to be the same status quo. That reading season after Ganta, nobody can go, or we got to go back to Aricos again and start going back to River G, Sando, and the rest of the 9 year. So folks, it's not only the president. The senator themselves, their constituents need to hold them responsible. You have to bring the pork home. Are they bringing the pork home? You are the senator. You have to bring this thing home. Look at the education system. Mr. Maggie talked about it today. He's the chairman on education. Like in my village, we in Daru. There's no school system there. And 30 years from now, 40 years from now, you must say not going to be around. It's reality. We are getting old, but who are we passing the torch over to? Like you alluded to. Who are we passing the torch over to? You must say we're privileged to be here, educated, working with the government or working in private sector, we are successful. But where are the people that we're going to pass the torch over to? The education system is broken. Who's going to be the engineer tomorrow? So it's about time the president needs to reevaluate those that surround him. If they can't do the job, sir, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't make it. You can't function. Don't waste your time and don't waste my time. Or don't waste the Liberian poor time. Don't waste the Liberian poor taxes for nothing. You're riding about $90,000 car and you're not producing. So I'll pause.
Yeah, Jerry, thanks for having the conversation with you. I'm not too sure why are you hearing echo from my end?
No.
Okay, so maybe it just have to do with my, let's see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so, but can you hear me?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, but I can't hear you now. Okay. So can you hear me now? Okay, let me hear you say something.
All right, I'm doing good.
All right. So, okay, if I do this other stuff, which knock out the echo, I've got to look into my machine and see what it do. But no, Jared, look, the issue for me, and we do these things that will come to the platform, be the talk show host, whatever it is that they call us. For me, I call myself Tabata Chief. But on this very serious note, like I said, Jerry, and I'm very serious about it, the opportunity for those of us that consider ourselves Liberia first, everything else, when the opportunity is getting away from us, it is because of Liberia first that the like of Fulanti Kofa, Speaker Fulanti Kofa, decided that he wants to work with the president, despite being in opposition. You have the president who is willing to work. As old as he doesn't go to sleep until things get done. Last to go to sleep, first to get up at that age. And you, as a young person, you see, but I don't blame many of these people, many of these young people. Some of them were born in Monrovia. They don't have the village culture. Some of them have never seen bushfire. The person who brushed the best person to brush, they call him bushfire. I'm speaking the real crown English now. They have not seen that. Some of them have not seen a real bush meat. Kill it, go hunting. Some of them never walked barefoot in their life. They were born, their fathers were working out in Lanco, Lanco, Bon Mine, or all the other places. They always wear sneakers. They have never had their bare feet. They never play football without shoes. Going to school, high school, they always have dressed the best. So they do. Many of them don't have the culture. And the reason I'm bringing the culture issue up is this. And I do this in my own community, Jida community. You see, I got a big mouth, but I'm very respectful to many of the young people in our community, and they respect me in return. Now, for me, the way I look at these young people is okay. I'm an engineer, for example, but I cannot go and run up the hill, say the grade, say 8% grade. I go boo, 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 run up and put a stick down. Yeah, take a rod. Okay, take a measurement and come back down. I can't do those things anymore. But it's still here. My brain is still fresh. So what do? I work with a young man who will be able to run. So I teach them behind it and say, you're not going to fail. Whatever area that you're weak, I will teach you. And this is where I thought these young people that are coming to serve with President Bakar will use this opportunity to soak in the experience that our father had. They are just missing the point. Because many of these people, if you ask them tomorrow to take true leadership, they are unable to lead. The only thing they can do, many of them right now in the look, and I'm not trying to bash the person. Look at Mo Ali. When he was closer to President Bakar, Mo Ali, besides that girlfriend nonsense, which every one of us, myself, I wrote a letter to a girl one time, and they had me reading it in front of 400 students or something in total in the auditorium. I thought I was going to die, and stuff like that. So those kinds of stuff, we all gone through that. But besides that, the old man was guiding Mo Ali. How do you survive this Liberian politics terrain? Mo Ali left, went on his own. What did we see lately? Some misstep from Mo Ali. Look at the people, the chairman of Unity Party working in the government. What is this? Is there some kind of Soviet Union? Why do you're going to work in the government, resign your chairmanship position? So right now, who interest do you have? Do you have the Liberian people interest or you have Unity Party interest? These are leadership missteps that they do not have. President Bakar would not have been chairman of Unity Party and say, I want this position in the government. Look at the Secretary General. He's still operating as Secretary General. Yes, he got position in the government. Where is your loyalty now? Can you truly work with CDC lawmaker to achieve the goal for Liberia? You would, because of your party affiliation, you will not be able to trust CDC lawmaker to be able to work with them to achieve what we need to have in that country. Because you are conflicted. You have two loyalty. Your position is not stable.
You're compromised.
Just like Mr. So would say about Samson too, you're not stable. So these are the people that we're looking up to for tomorrow. You alone have two positions. So when you have the opportunity tomorrow to work after the president leaves and somebody else, they bring you, you will want another two positions. Because this is what you got used to. Up to this point, these are people that will all help to beat on George Weah and his people. Access declaration, nothing. Many of them have done nothing. Nothing. So they will leave office tomorrow and become millionaire, and they will say their power left them with $2 million. What proof you have to disagree with that person? Because they are not coming here to this position to better the lives of many Liberians. They are here for themselves. And the next government that are going to come in will be the same thing. Watch and see when campaign time comes, who's going to be focusing more, the more right guy. People, they will not do anything. When the cluster business started, when the cluster, remember they put cluster together to have a turnover cluster, whatever they called it. There were people that were paying money to have specific cluster, because what they figured out, which became true, that when you hold a position or the chairman of the particular cluster, once the government time comes, you will be the minister in that area. So many of these people that were chairman in this particular cluster, they became minister in those areas. And most of the time, in any real government, people who serve in these positions, cluster chairman, you are there to collect information so that the minister that are going to be appointed later, you work with that minister and say, this is what we have and this is how things going. But in Liberia, it's not that. The chairman of the cluster now become minister because he feel he has put himself in a position to have all of the information. Jerry, the corrupt behavior of our brothers and sisters in Liberia is unbelievable. You can't match it. And one of the problems people have, meaning you got some Liberians here, very smart, very intelligent, but they don't want to go back home to help because the people there, not only will they push you away, but if you're not part of them to steal, you got no friends. So, Jerry, this is, for me, let me say that again before I let you come in, that the opportunity that we have, let me stress that again. President Baka is not in this to dress, to wear fine clothes, color clothes. He wear a suit, he wear a hat, it finish. Man say, I think about buying that kind of hat now, say. Yeah. President Baka wear his shoe, whether he polish or he didn't polish, that not anybody's business. Because the old men have learned to know who he is. He knows his position in the society. He's not here to polish himself anymore. What he's here to do is to straighten the road. You know, I know you've been in the country. In the morning, one of the things that I don't like farming business, the way I come running to Monterey and start doing my microbiology business in Monterey. I'm a good, I call it tree cutter. I can cut tree.
Yeah, tree
very good. I can brush too, but I can cut tree. You know, when I'm cutting tree, I don't like to cut it standing up. I like to make a fork, you know, put it stuff like that against a stick and put it here and stand on it and go boom, boom. I can go both ways. I used to enjoy it when I was growing up. That's one of the best things that I like. They have a big tree in Totown where when people were trying to cut it, they were beating drum. Oh, that was me. The only thing I don't like about farming, when the rice grow in the morning, when you go into the rice farm, you always nobody look at it pretty much.
The end of Tabata is over.
Okay. Let me finish my stuff here. When you're going on the farm, Jerry.
You see the conspiracy, both of them appear at once.
But they don't move me.
I got
control on them. I got control. So, Jared, let me just say this. So, as you in the morning when you go on the farm, when you leave the row, you're the one all of the water touching, and then the rice starts scratching you, and then you go like this. Because of that, I don't like farming business much. But the issue here for me, President Baka is not here to bluff. The young people and the people around President Baka they should soak their experience for themselves to benefit themselves and benefit Liberians. But they're all here. All of them, many of them, accounting. Now you see it, now you don't. Let me welcome the two conspirators calling themselves independent. Let me welcome them. Welcome, Mr. So. Welcome, Dr. Malik. We're here having some real conversation where the issue of Liberia is being discussed. We're not talking Tabata. So please limit your conversation to a legitimate conversation. Because this is LPR. Samson told the liberal is running a show. Mr. So, good evening, Mr. Mali. Good evening. Mr. So, what's on your plate?
So finally, before I tell you what on my board, you agree with me now that you are an unstable person, correct?
Oh, you were listening.
So when you began psychologist to determine,
Hey, don't mind.
No, that's his own word. He said he's unstable. He's a balance.
Okay, let him talk.
Jared Bacon, I think the real conversation is about to start because two of you here it's unbelievable. Nobody know where you guys stand, what you believe in. One day you'll fall to sleep, another second you'll wake up. It's saddening. This is not a guy that I been knowing from time to time. For he to be indoctrinated by this liberal and every information, falsehood, misleading. He don't get other people's sides of the story, and then he gets panic, and he sell this out to the listening audience. This is just unbelievable.
Why can't you talk your own?
Dr. Jones, let's do it this way. Let two of them be. I will see. He doesn't know how to fix it. Why? Let two of them. Let two of them be. Let them be on the same level because these people, when you get close up to them, they can contaminate you. So
you try to make it uncomfortable for you and myself. That's all right. We can send the heat.
I'm here. I'm open to your conversations. I've been hearing some Tabata and who this one do, they boy cannot do this, that. I don't even understand whether you really support the agenda of this president. You don't want to go. You sit down here. You cry like a little chihuahua. But this time, the role now, I just talk to people, and I'm waiting to get those images. The road is gradually approaching to Gray and other places. Samson told you need to be in Total Sister River Bridge now to welcome that, to lead that. Just how we went the last time you went on the bridge there, since 1960 something, the Vietnamese that Sister River Bridge, it was built. You did an inspection, which was great, and they have never touched that bridge. And you building what is it need? Please call the city. I want to be
Sacramento.
Eureka.
You build a bridge there, all the white people cheering for you. But you're sitting down here, you say you support Joseph Boyka, right? And Joseph Boyka now is the president. Go there. Do we need to have a rally? You don't need money. You get enough money. Just how you volunteer when you went to help George Weah and his people, it is time for you to go and help this man that you heavily supported. When you sit down here with Jared Bacon, you're being ridiculous all night. The other security, when last you saw the National Security Minister to go through and talk to him?
Talk your own. Talk your own. You're not a critic of this show. Let me go to Dr. Malik. Dr. Malik, what's on your plate? Mr. Sowing he doesn't even have a plate.
Well, first I want to congratulate the CEO for laying a very useful foundation on this platform tonight.
Useful
which
what?
I'm very sure useful. He laid down a very useful platform tonight.
You call it for reinforcement. You call for reinforcement. But Jared, even trust what they again. So we'll see how it play out tonight. I will see.
Go ahead.
Anyway, liberal. On a very serious note, there's a parable that says, when you build the house on a very strong foundation, it is very, very difficult for that house to be compromised by a stubborn storm. You see, Joseph Boakai, His Excellency is a very good man. As up to this time, I still have trust in his moral virtues. But Joseph Boakai is going the wrong direction started going the wrong direction from day one.
We're not asking
The
you for
success,
advice.
excuse me, give me a chance.
Go ahead.
Joseph Boakai is going in the wrong direction started going the wrong direction from day one. Joseph Boakai alone cannot run this country. He rely on team. If Joseph Boakai has gone to work and recruited
into a place so you feel good.
And recruited the old guy from the most corrupt 12-year-old regime, and he expect to get different result under his leadership as a president, that's a lie. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Please stop moving things around on my show.
Yeah.
My audience are getting dizzy.
Yeah.
Especially
the success of Joseph Boakai is will be based entirely on his team. The team he brought, these are people who are live corruption, poor people. They robbed that country 12 years. He brought some of these same old guy on board. What do you expect?
Okay, thank you.
No, I'll finish it. Look at the information minister. Being a press secretary doesn't necessarily make you an information minister. You presiding over a huge chunk of staff, a pure administrative, and you must have those techniques. Even the young people he brought, Joseph Boakai brought in who did not work with the past government. These people needed to be trained. You just talk about Mo Ali. What his expertise in the area they put him in. So all the president should have done, upgrade the people's skills to their very respected area they found themselves.
Thank you.
The team Joseph Boakai brought on board, if you don't change the team, have an old guy from Helen Johnson government, from their government, it's going to cause more problem for him. Look what's going on right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me go to Terry. Terry, good evening. Thanks for joining us. What's on your plate, sir?
Well, there's a whole lot of things and all of that. But I think I want to debunk the doctor for a little bit.
Please. Not a little bit. Not a little bit. Go ahead.
The doctor is going overboard. All right. You talk about Mo Ali got a degree
going
in water
or jumping overboard. He's jumping. Let me just tell you this, Dr. Male, please, Dr. Male, please. I don't want you to. He's not going overboard. He's jumping from the Empire State Building with no parachute. Go ahead, help him, Terry. Help him.
So you talk about Mo Ali got experience in the area that he was employed. And most of the people that is employed in the government, they all have experience in the various localities and areas.
No.
I think what we need to be looking at is the ability to perform, the ability to do the work. That's it. But when you start saying the people now, the puppet didn't choose the right team, you need to change the team and all of that. You know, we that is being too extreme. And I don't want to work with that. I think the puppet have a right team. You need young people. You try to, promote the young people because that is the generation coming after him. So, and he's just setting up the stage for the young people to take over as he leave the stage and the elders leave the stage. So we got to give it up to him. He bringing in young people, which is good. Most of those people will begin to get experience now and move on. That's how it looks like. That's how it's supposed to be, But when you start saying that kind of thing now, then it's just a different scenario. But I think, there are a lot of things. I think the what on my plate is the information minister today taking back the steering wheel, and doing what we expect him to do by giving full interpretation as to regarding this 1 minute clip that all over the place that, there is equipment coming and all that. He did service today by explaining to the public And I think it went viral in Liberia. And that is what we expect the information minister to be doing, to be giving us information in regards to what the government is actually doing, to lay everything to rest. So now the city is quiet. People are now informed as regarding the yellow machine, what it's all about, all that hyper stuff has gone down. So I think that is just what on my plate, Libra.
Thank you. Let me go back to Jerry. Jerry, thank you for your patient level to have the two gentlemen to not even simultaneously. They were on the phone with each other and they counted 1, 2, 3, 4 and click the same time. So we'll deal with them. We'll deal with them. They're not gonna
That's the independent voices.
Yeah, they're not gonna. He come here, he think that some gonna achieve business. He come in run here, he come in web Parliament chief something. They call him Parliament chief already. Somebody call him Parliament chief already. So he's not gonna. They're not cheap business here. You're not coming to come. This is the liberal show. So Jerry, help straighten them up a little bit. I don't need to put words in your mouth, but straighten them up for me, please.
But you know that the guy come here, he just come with a kind of, I know, vindictive or some mindset when he come here.
Now, not some mindset, vindictiveness. Please, I will use it for you.
You know,
that's why I'm saying to Total, and I'm moving to Lofa County.
You see, when you say Boakai started on the wrong foot or the foundation, what foundation are you referring to? The man had a foundation, experience. By President Ford.
Who interrupting her?
Somebody calling someone.
Yeah, they're calling me now to talk about it. Let me just shut it off. 1 second. Go ahead, but that's somebody take over.
All right.
Abandon you.
Okay.
No, I abandon you.
Okay. Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry. You have the time.
Yeah, abandon man.
So, but he don't come here and say foundation. What foundation are you referring to? Be specific. What foundation are you talking about, sir? The people that Boakai brought on board. Yeah. In every society, you have somebody who would misbehave. We know that. You are an educator. You know it. In your classroom now, all the students will be your A student. You know, but those that fall on the roadside is our responsibility to prop them up. But this is what I want to say. Mr. Boakai, the excellence said, in making the right decision, he made sure that the road condition we're talking about will be well executed.
I don't know why
I saw it. People from Grand Gita, they are jubilating that they're taking 7 hours compared to 24 hours to reach to Monrovia. So these are some of the things we're talking about. I have not heard anything from the west yet, Lofa County and Babolu and Kema area, but from the east, things are improving. Or beyond Grand Gita, River G, I've not heard anything to Sando, to Grand Cru, but so far from Zwerru to Monrovia. I mean, you are aware of it. So please,
you guys,
it takes some time to get things done. So I want to pause there a little bit.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much. Before I go to Mr. So, I also want to disabuse the good doctor.
How many of you want to address the doctor this evening?
Mr. So, I said I will be coming to you.
But the doctor there is the background of liberal. I don't know. He want to take over.
You got it. You got it.
I said the doctor have your background now, so it looks like the doctor is soon to take over.
That background with you're the CDC. You will soon change your color. Watch. Now that you mentioned tomorrow, you will change your background. Just watch and see. You're the CDC. But anyhow, let me say this to the doctor. Doctor, why your opinions are your opinion? You're entitled to them. What you're not entitled to is the facts. And you told us here that your opinion most of the time are subjective. Objectivity is what we're looking for here. But you told us that you speak most of the time when you express yourself, you are speaking from objective position, not objective. So that's fine. That's fine. You're entitled to it. Nobody gonna take that away from you, let alone the liberal. I respect that. But what I want to tell you, why I think your view, an excellent view, because they are yours. But sometimes you try to um, fill too much gap in it. I believe President Buckeye has people who is working for him. If we're going to say that the president brought people from the old order who are not good, are you then suggesting that the president have made a mistake by appointing people to do specific job? Who are we to question those things? Our job as Liberian, yes, we can. But those are opinion. Don't stand on it and thinking say this is gonna fly. Like I was saying to Terry, you pretty much stood on top of the entire Empire State Building and say you're gonna jump with no parachute. Now Terry had to leave from all the way to Minnesota to come to Rhode Island to rescue you. Dr. Malley, this government, with or without you, will succeed. The young people the president brought on board are people who are ready to work. Now, we can criticize them to say perhaps they are doing too much without trying to soak the experience of this president. He's the father of the nation. He has so much experience to give other us. Let us, Mr. So, the liberal is on the floor. Let us go to this. Dr. Malley, please. Do you want to talk or you don't want to talk? Because this is a liberal show.
I don't want to talk.
Please, let me finish my case and we'll bring you in. So, if President Baka, who is the father of the nation, including all Liberian diaspora, is our father. So please, let us do some good stuff by being respectful to his opinion, to his selection process. He is very capable of giving us the best, and he has done so. Mr. So, let me bring you on. So I know the position you put yourself. Mr. So, I said, let me bring you on. I know the position you put yourself in tonight. You are here to make some, I don't know, let people play Sasugu in your court tonight or something like that. I don't know. But what I will tell you, this is the liberal. Nobody, Jerry, not Terry, not I. None of us in the courthouse for you to be questioning and thinking we're going to succumb to your Panama chief way of questioning that you will bamboozle us to accept your conservative idea, disguiding those to be independent. Mr. So, take it away.
This is so disappointing, and we got to stand up for this network. And I'm talking about an independent man like Dr. Malley Jones, a moderate like Terry Collins. We are in trouble.
Dr. Malley, why are you laughing? They call you independent, you don't laugh. They call it that moderate, and you start laughing?
Yeah, moderate because he stands for the truth. We got to stand up, not just on the network. I'm speaking, please. You're not interrupting. We've got to stand up for this network for the good of the country. If we allow Sheriff Bacon and Samson to get out of this network, this train will derail. Because when they give their opinions, their views on things, nobody says anything. By the way, you told me behind the scenes that you're going to announce Mr. Jared Bacon as your co-host
I'm going to announce it. Don't you not? That's not you supposed to announce that. I will announce it, please. I know the
I'm just telling Terry some of the plot that you are making behind him. Dr. Jones, can you imagine he's going to announce Gerald Barker as his co-host? I think I better bring Kev Hassan too to be my deputy, because that's what you're trying to look at. But look, on a serious note, I think the president, let's be honest here, and that's what I always say. The president, you will be surprised before the year. I have talked to a lot of people. It is so disappointing to the president himself. If you talk to the inner cycle of the president, some of these people here, there are a lot of holes, loopholes being closed. And these people, they are not happy because for now, we can say nothing is in black and white, nothing is guaranteed. That is president not going to, you know how people, when they're ready, oh, the man going to go there next year. You're going to see re-election. So they leave that sort of open here. But for the most part, it is glaring that this president may or might not. The decision is his, finally, not to seek re-election. And I think he intends to leave something in place. And people are not happy with it because people, Liberia, other third world countries, you know, they always in the end tendency to kind of like amass wealth from government. So knowing the fact that this old man most likely might not seek re-election, everybody want to do stuff. Look at Eugene Fagon. I won't be surprised to be the PFBC about something wrong that apparently that came from Timo website and to display. Is that something state corporation like that for you to make it a sort of exhibition? I'm serious. And the president is disappointed all of these things here. And I said that yesterday. All right. Because some of them they do not understand the language or the how government works. And they think they're just going to do it as same old traditional way of doing things. And that's why they are not getting it wrong. But we're going to come to that. What I'm concerned with here to also this evening here, according to one of the local dailies, the Daily Observers, Belity, and other people reassurance. I don't know where this one coming from. Speaking during the weekend in his constituent that they're giving support to Senator Johnson. I don't know where that support faded away. To go as far to say that anybody who tries to take Senator Johnson, they should get ready to take off. I don't know what he's saying, but he just left that sort of vacuum. And my guess here is he's referring to if this war and economic crime were to come and he were to call into questioning or they might desire to talk to him, he's saying then they should get ready to carry off. I'm not sure why he expressed his view. He's not in support, which of course is okay. But to go and stand and make this sort of public statement, I think that is troubling.
Thank you, Mr. So I read that some time ago. But I think Musa Ability is not careful how he trying to, and this is just my own
here. Something I wanted to inject before you bring, sorry. The strategy of Joseph Boyka right now, not necessarily a unity party, however, unity party is the ruling party here, is doing everything to diminish his weakness in the last elections. We saw what happened from the southeastern side. And he knows that it's a very, very still huge vacuum. He doesn't know how this thing going to play out with Nima if this war crime code were to come in place. So what Joseph Boyka is doing now is a long-term political contingency that he's building now. At the end of the day, whether he decides or not, potentially he could lift the hands of somebody that he trusts to complete what he didn't complete. In the process of doing that, he needs to solidify his political grip where he fell short. And where did he fall below the belt? Is the southeastern side. This is why you see this heavy focus. And when you talk to few people from the southeastern side now, the narrative is gradually changing based on what they are seeing happening. Would that come to fruition? Would that reach to the end of this whole thing? We do not know yet. But they begin to see a little light. Wait a minute. This guy who was there, he was our son. And this man here, we're talking to be the Buku man, would never do this. But see how the progression in terms of the roadway. And from all indications, they are moving forward. And if that succeeds, regardless whether it's an asphalt, but that road is maintained and it is drivable, people getting their product from one place to another, the deal is sealed. Joseph Boycott then will become a king's maker in the election, whether he's taking part or not. Because if those roads are connected, how it's progressing right now, if it hits Grangide, it hits Sano, and go beyond that, he then is successful and cut through that corridor where he was handicapped in the 2017 election. So that's where his focus is. Because the reason he's doing that too, in the case where he and Nima was apart, then the southeastern side more or less votes were commensurate with end up beefing off whoever he decides to support will cut through that corridor, because more likely he will something. But we want to watch and see. But that is the game. Unfortunately, the liberal and Jerry Bacon, who prefers to be the supporter of this boycott, they have no idea what is working or what is happening. They come here and cry like a little babies, and they think we're going to listen to them. Terry, be watchful of these two guys.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank God Almighty. Thank God Almighty that he acknowledged that Mr. Baka is doing
I'm an honest man. I always say it.
I just want to acknowledge. Thank God Almighty that he acknowledged that Mr. Buckeye.
Yeah. So right now, Jerry,
I only just one person for the
yeah. So Mali is standing alone now.
No.
Thank you. You know, we've been saying it a long time. I've been saying it on the show a long time.
Don't think you're gonna throw acid water into
Mali is standing alone now.
I told you a long time before.
Yeah. Mali said Dr. Mali said that Joseph Wanga is not doing good. Mr. So is saying Dr. Joseph Wanga is doing excellent. But let me bring in Terry in here. Before I bring Terry in though, but let me say this here on a very serious note. I read a comment about Musa Ability, and if Musa Ability is not careful on how he entangled himself into Prince Johnson stuff, he will find himself being the subject of a sanction very shortly. Because if you listen to McGill today, he said people who are unsanctioned are suffering. And this sanction business is not easy. They put a lot of roadblock on your way. So Musa Ability, if he continues that route, he will find himself. But let me go to Terry. Terry, before I open the line here, I know President Bakai.
Terry spoke 3 times. What's your problem?
I just spoke once. What is 3 times? I just gave my input.
That's my term. I have a right to defend my slot.
I know
go ahead,
Bobby. You can defend it. I can tell you this. In my courthouse, I have the gavel. I can knock it down anytime. Terry, just hold on your thought. He's right. The intent was to come back to him. Dr. Mario will come to you.
On the platform now, we got to fight for our rights.
Dr. Mali, are you going to speak
now,
or you want to be silent?
Right on the platform, yeah.
You don't have right here. Liberal control the rights on the platform. Go ahead, speak.
No.
Anyway, I just wanted to make a few interjections and a few corrections. Mr. Barker was talking about foundation. I'm not talking about President Boakai set of virtues and value system. I told you from time to time on this platform, I believe in them, I respect them, and I honor them. His Excellency President Boakai recruitment foundation or his methodology, getting the old guy from the Helen Johnson government to work with him. These are people that whole government performed dismally. Okay? It performed dismally, for which all succeeding government are having so much problem on their hands. From Georgia and now His Excellency. This is where I'm coming from. We need a fresh blood that you can train with your own philosophy and bring them up. This is what we talk about. So if you bring in the old guy, what is going on now in government? No coherence in communication. You will continue to experience these things from time to time. Why? Because you're dealing with this same old guy that you work with 12 years who did not give any good result, you bringing them on board. This is where I'm coming from, that His Excellency, his recruitment methodology or foundation, in my mind, is wrong. It's going to cause him problem until he remove these people. That's my suggestion. Two,
Thank you.
in communication, no. In communication, I just want to tell Terry that he just said, oh, the information minister came to clear the air and this and that, the people are calm. No. In communication, there's something called damage control. When that damage is done, it's not repaired overnight. This communication minister has got a problem. He's going to put Joseph Boakai government in problem. He has to go. What he did, it was not the issue of profession. It was the issue of maturity. It's not the issue of profession. You don't go out there and watch your daddy leaning about the government you work with. Oh, my government is underfunded and you're giving all kind of conflict. You don't do that. And it's maturity that's responsible for that.
Exactly.
Boakai, he's a mature man. We respect him as our father. And so when you're working in his government, we expect more of you.
Thank
That's
you.
where I'm coming from. The damage is still done in our country. And lastly, on my plate.
We'll finish. You don't even have a plate.
Are you interrupting me?
No, go ahead. I don't say you got plate. You got plate. Go ahead, make your last point.
Or you want to circumvent my freedom?
There we go.
He's doing it. That's what he's doing. That's what he and Jared Bottom doing on
Go
this network.
ahead. Go ahead. Make your point, but make it quick.
You see, I don't want for the liberal to cause me to go on the extreme tonight.
Go ahead.
Not on LPR.
For
Go
the
ahead.
sake of Collins, who is now in the middle, which of course is a very good
We are on the cutting edge now, Doc. So we gotta make sure.
Yeah, you're telling your patron using you, the CEO using your time.
Okay. My brother, the co-host of the Samson to Liberal Samson to program to be.
This is a disaster.
Terry has been here for a long time. Making from fantastic contribution.
That's propaganda will not work.
Terry will have to now see in the mirror who are his friends.
Doctor, that propaganda will not work.
No, on a very serious note, guys, I noticed something here, and I hope many of you, Terry, Mr. So, and Bakon, you also noticed that. Before all three of you came in, Bakon and I were talking, having conversation about the culture back home from the countryside. Marley spoke earlier, and we went at the kinds of phrase and the choice of words he used with respect to President Boakai. And Marley recognized that as a son of the soil, he has the culture in him. And what did he say when he came before he went on with Tabata? He said, and I'm paraphrasing, and if you guys are listening, that I do respect the virtue of the excellency. We're respecting as the father. This is the statement that Marley is making based solely on culture. I just want to point that out on a very serious note. So when we're speaking about culture, those of you that are listening, these are things that we'll talk about. You should know who you're talking to. You don't just get a blah, 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 blah. You talk, but you know who you're talking to. And Marley recognized that. However, and I'm going to throw politics into there now. At the end, what did he do? He brought his PhD business. He said, but let me go to Terry. Terry, what do you got to say about this before we bring the audience on?
They invaded my time and closed me up. No problem.
Well, Dr. Marley is giving a position. Actually, the politics is playing here. But obviously, we come here with the ability to share our thoughts and opinion on, what's going on in our country. And we believe that our country can only change if we change, Like I watched a movie, and in a movie they call the movie Matrix, and the little boy was bending his head, and as he bent his head, the spoon bent. So then the guy said, "But how you manage to bend the spoon?" So the boy said, "But it is not the spoon that bending, it is my head bending." He said, "So do not put your mind on the spoon. Put your mind, it is when your head bends, the spoon will bend." What that means is that if we change the way we see things in our country will change. But if we still want to keep on the path of yesterday, our country will remain the same. So we need an upgrade. We need update. We need to progress. We need to have a positive mindset. And I saw that the CEO came in with a brilliant explanation of President Boyka.
We're clapping for you. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't like the truth. You see, Tara, go ahead.
Explanation about. But one thing I want to say is that if President Boyka is actually using that strategy, that means that he wants to run again 2029. I would not want to think that he's doing it because he got somebody hand to raise up. And if that is true, who would be that person? Who would be that person from the Southeast that he got confidence in that he want to raise up? Because apparently maybe he don't trust too much in what he needs, Jeremiah Kuhn and all of that. But I believe that's a very brilliant strategy because there's a possibility that the war and economic crime code, if it already set in, Nima may fall. So if Nima do fall and he want to run 2029, where you going to depend on? Because President Weah controls the Southeast. So you have to do something beyond President Weah in order to clean the Southeast. Because all the thing we're talking, President Weah is planning to come back in 2029. And that is what we keep hearing. And if President Weah is coming back in 2029, realize that the Southeast is his bread. So you have to do something there, and you got to start now. And if it is true that what President Boyka is doing, then I think that is a very, very brilliant strategy.
Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and take a caller. Walter Carter. Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But just remember that Chinese phone yet, so don't forget. Go ahead. What's on your mind, sir?
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay.
So what's on my plate? I think
your CDC said you got plate. Said, let me ask you, CDC. You got plate? I said, what on your mind? Then he said, what on your plate? You ain't got no plate.
Well,
you're hungry. You're hungry. There's nothing else. We took the bread from you. Go ahead, Mr. So. I'm speaking. Go ahead, Terry. Carter, Walter Carter. Go ahead.
Our place so big. We're not even getting involved in your Tabata. You're still bringing us there. You're scared. But anyway, I think the CEO was being very moderate and very generous to President Boyka. And I think he was speculating as to what will happen if
So you're disappointed. You're disappointed.
No, I'm not. It's always good. It's always good to speculate. It's always good to be hopeful. Unfortunately,
Mr. So they say you speculate.
No. Unfortunately,
you're speculating.
Nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, you cannot be hopeful of a failed politician in the president, Joseph Boyka, a man who has no vision, a man who has no political will, a man who is ill-informed because of what is hold on.
No,
what is transpiring in his government.
Walter Carter, you're a member of this LPR family. You can't
The liberal.
and expect to get away with it. How will you say the president who was elected by the Liberian people, to say he has no form of leadership, to say he cannot lead.
The man entitled to his opinion. You cannot respect the man's opinion.
Go ahead. But I'm also entitled to disabuse him, Dr. Malik. Go ahead.
You can't force a man to be a dog.
Go ahead. Don't listen to Dr. Malik right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the thing, right? This government, the government of future continues to show ineptitude at its highest. This president, who's supposed to be experienced by your own definition, has not shown the political will to correct them. He has made, mistakes over and again, and still he got him sitting there. When will he get it correct? When the experience was set in for this government to rule?
Well, for 6 years, when was the time you make some correction? Walter Carter.
That's the reason why.
When was the time you make one correction in that government you're running?
Hello, liberal.
No, but Mr. So we have to let him know.
No,
You
but that's
can't
not
come here
how
on LeBron Radio. Mr.
how you
So
dialogue.
you cannot come here on LeBron Radio
No.
and make these kinds of pronouncements when he support a government
And
that was so
I
inept
tell you,
and they never did any kinds of return, and you want people to do the same thing. So I have to let you know. Go ahead.
And I will defend. This is the reason why, Mr. So this is the reason why you promoted Mr. Bwaka and said he was the best. He could change and transform the Liberian people. He was good at and delivering for Liberian people. And so you cannot judge me for my statement because of the past. You now are responsible to change those things that you felt that was bad. Unfortunately, you're not even changing it, you're making it worse. So, and that's why I'm saying I'm kind of disappointed, because when you sold this old man to us, you're told him from day one, and he is said he will get this country running from day one.
Are you lost? Can I come in?
No, hold on, Jerry. He's still talking.
Oh, okay.
He had money when he was not to do that, when the president was not doing.
Thank you. I gotta merge the other caller, please. So go ahead. Okay, Walter Carter, just hold on. This caller is gonna be a problem. Just hold on. Okay. Walter Carter, are you there? Okay. It's not merging, folks. Like I said, you come here, you talk about that, if the phone itself can understand. Jerry, go ahead. I'm going to call these people because I got to call this up and I'll call them back. Go ahead, Jerry.
See,
Jerry, go ahead. While I'm making another call for.
I just want to remind the CEO and Dr. Jones. Maybe they are forgotten history.
Please leave your message for 21.
Go ahead. Okay. Jerry, hold on 1 minute, please.
Yeah, sure.
Samson told Labrador Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. So this is Elvis calling from Minnesota.
Okay, Elvis, thank you for calling. I don't know what's going on with the other line, so go ahead. What's on your mind, sir?
All right, thank you, and hello to the panelists. I just wanted to say, like, we like to watch this platform, we laugh, sometimes we enjoy the banter back and forth, but I think making this platform into a hostile platform for some of us who are maybe in the opposition or maybe a little bit.
So, but Elvis, let me push back very quickly before you go further than that.
This is a very bad.
Walter Carter is a supporter of the former president. So for him to come here and say, first of all, to use language that he used for this president who is much older, let's put politics aside. That is offensive. And we're not gonna let that kind of thing fly by here on my show.
No, it's
not gonna happen. Number one. Second thing is, while he does have the opinion, he has an own opinion, he can express it any way he wants. But to say that the president not had the ability to change people when they're doing wrong, whereas you, as you call yourself, as we are sharing, when was the last time you guys had an opportunity to even do any kinds of reshuffle when we cry for those and time? So those are the things that I'm trying to correct. I'm not trying to make any hostile. If I want to make a hostile, I don't have to put a number up. I can sit down here for 2 hours and speak all day all by myself. But I'm not making it hostile. Go ahead, make a point, and I'll bring the other guy in.
So I mean,
This woman will not change.
You know, when you are a host and you have a son, it makes it difficult to engage with you. But let me just say this. Let me get to my point. You know, I hear Terry talking about the information minister. We investigated this thing. I have people calling me from other platforms telling me some information about what's going on with the machines that's coming into the country. The president seems to not do things right. Initially, and then he goes back and tries to remedy the situation. He didn't file the PPCC. The people who are saying that they were bringing these things into the country is already on ship coming into the country. I heard Mr. Soul was praising, the presidential press secretary, that she's very accessible, she's giving updates. These are the times that she's supposed to give updates. When things are critical and people are yearning for information. These are the times. Not when she's giving us, like the president traveled to Banga, the president go to Totota. We want to hear these kind of information, and she's absent. She's not giving us any kind of update. But last time, Mr. Soul, before I go, I would like to say this. All of the people now who are having, second thoughts about this president, the Amara Conan, the DeLon, the other people who are coming out and speaking against him, they didn't do their due diligence to understand who this president was or who Mr. Blanca was before they put their support behind him, only for them to now come and say, oh, this is the way they're proceeding, and it's not the way we thought we were going to proceed. And in regards to respect, that's why you saw during the election, I was talking to this former vice president, a little harsh. But now that he's in that office, I respect the office, and I'm going to show you the respect. I'm not going to say anything that would denigrate him. But at the same time, when it comes to questioning his leadership, questioning his ability and capacity, his politics is well within those people's rights to do it. So I don't think you should chastise them the magnitude that you're chastising them. So I just want to give my 2 cents, but thank you for taking my call and doing it right there.
Thank you very much. We will always take your call. Whenever you guys call, we will always take your call. But what we're not prepared to do, as long as I'm the host, what I'm not prepared to do is to have someone. I just spoke, just before we allowed the phone, I spoke about the value system that we have. Yeah, we can inject politics in it, but you have to understand the words are they're subjective, first of all. And these are your opinion, but pick your language, pick your words that would describe the same thing. I'm a liberal. You know me, I don't go with that. So if you come out here and you want to use words that I'm not satisfied, I will push it back. So that's my job. But let me go ahead and go to this other color. The color 422 phone number. 2442 number. Please go ahead.
Good evening, guys. This is Chokan Lacho.
Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Chicago.
Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Really, I call in to comment on some issue regarding you personally, Mr. Tool from Total.
Go ahead.
Today, you will take all the border because
you're
defending something that you know is truth. When you call a lot of people leader Buka Cancer, did they beat you the last time? Nobody beat you.
I was telling you.
So when somebody tell you, say, oh, the woman don't take responsibility, somebody can point to the fact that when Manaseri and he had a room and wrote in Unity Party, the woman was expelled. What was Joseph Walker comment? Can you care to say what he said that time? Now he had to run the Supreme Court to use the law. So she had to inject you. Some of the things they are saying is true. But you have to get a chance to express your views. I beg you, Mr. Tool.
But don't go now. Don't go now. Let me give you. Okay, I agree with you. And my comment to Walter Carter was not directed at trying to say, don't say this. What I'm saying is this. On my platform, if you've been following me a long time ago, I don't allow people, even President Weah, I don't allow people to come on my show and say the president lied. Go and watch all my video on YouTube. I will tell you to take it back and use a word that would describe President Weah that you yourself would like for those words to describe on you. I've always stated this. Okay. I said I will criticize, but I will do it with responsibility. I will criticize, but I will do it with respect. I said this during President Weah time, that if I sit here and denigrate President Weah, and then when somebody comes in and start denigrating the president that I like, what would I say? Those are the words that I use on my own show, and I stand by it. I'm not here for kumbaya. You can say things. You can even say that you disagree with the president, and even say something. But to be on my show, that I will not do, have not done. The only word that I use on CDC to say CDC put their foot in their mouth.
Is it a good word to tell people that they put their foot in their mouth?
Language that would be degrading.
Oh, no, okay. No, let's be real. This sort of hypocrisy is hold on.
Okay, hold on.
So when you say President John, we have a Buka cancer. Yeah, Buka cancer. When somebody look at Joe Biden, say the whole man get bishop. What is the difference between the two?
I don't use Buka cancer. I never use that.
You don't use it before?
No.
Really?
You did.
Go and
You did use it many times on this show.
Okay.
And I'm a regular listener on this show. I'm telling you.
You made terrorist give up.
Okay, I was waiting for you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
So yeah, no, let's settle this here.
Saturday. Okay, go ahead. You're next. Saturday.
Yes. How you guys doing over there this evening? It is very interesting.
Thank you.
Mr. Tool, Samson, Zion, and Dr. Mali, let's say, plus my own brother Terry. What I have to say actually is that I've been listening to you guys, and I've been listening to other networks. I believe that it is very, very soon to cast our let's say our conclusion onto bad governance or what happening. But the fact is that the government is beginning with a lot of mistakes. And according to what you, Samson, told just said concerning let's say water and sewer managing director Ali Mo Ali, myself, I'm alluded to that because I listened to the interview that Mr. Waterspoon had with him, and there was a lot of mistakes concerning, let's say, renovation towards the reservoir that he said the compartment of the reservoir is 1 million gallons. And the amount he paid was $42,000. That what the company charged, and all of these things were on international radio, let's say international media. Everybody listening to that, and he never said about any bargaining when the company charged him $42,000. He went to World Bank and lobby with World Bank to pay that for the $2,000. I believe, and other sensible people that were listening, they believe, hey, here we go, we're going down the same road. So the government needs to really, Mr. Boata, really need to, redesign strategy for these leaders when they come in, or the managing director or minister when they coming on air to address the public. They should pull their act together because there was a lot of irregularity in that. That's how I see it.
Thank you, my brother.
Definitely, you are right, Mr. Tool.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Let's go to Copa. Copa, you'll be the last caller, then I'll go back to the panelists. Copa, go ahead. Copa, are you there? Copa, that is 5215. Are you there? Hello? Copa? Yeah, I can't hear you. Look, you're trying to talk, but it's not going through. Let me call you back. Guys, let me call Copa back, please.
Hello.
Let me call Copa back, please. Just give me a minute here.
Yeah, I'll call you back.
Good evening, Mr. Tom.
Thank you, Copa. Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
Oh, what on my mind tonight? It had to do with Amara Conant.
Mm-hmm.
Amara Conant appeared on the counter on Sunday, and he talked about the maker and CTN. in which he said that the investigation had been going on. And upon his return to the country, they will be submitting a report to the Senate President. But yesterday, Amma Corner office in the House of Senate got broken around. The document was stolen from Amma Corner office. And besides this, the Union Party chairman, Luther, when wrote the Minister of State, granted that they should remove the HR from the central bank, and some deputators they can bring in Union Party politics. And with the central bank governor has on the act, he has dismissed some people, and with the deputy, he has deputy on board the confusion concerning the removal of the people from central bank. To me, central bank should be the independent area and that executives interfere with the central bank. But if the party chairman will go that far, recommending people to remove people from central bank, I don't think it's fair to the country. And the third thing is how to do with the road getting going to the southeast. What you talk about JB Benny election in the southeast is good. Because Jeremiah couldn't mother for Nima, but Jeremiah from the southeast. So if the Nibali, if Jeremy got to know that the Nibali will not like their support, Jeremiah couldn't too, they may like the beautiful election also in the southeast, also that Jeremiah can get a support in the play. So to me, the goal they gotta be focused, and not all them necessary getting you shouldn't get here to the opposition to start breaking on the social media. Thank you, Mr. Toro.
Thank you, Copa. We appreciate it. Okay, folks. Again, Samson told Labropa Rido. We're here again this evening to have some conversation with you guys, and many of you that call in, we want to thank you very much. Let's go. Let me go back to the panel. Mr. So, you were saying something earlier before I carry on.
Yeah, I was saying it. Look, we got to stand up. We got to stand up for the right. Yeah, indeed, you have called the former president Buka Denso here. And what I want you to know, we are in a diverse society. It's a society of people with different views, different opinions, to see things different way from different lenses and how their country works. As long as you make yourself available to talk about the country, it's not your country. We are not talking about your house. We are not talking about your job, but we are talking about a sovereign nation. In as much you support this president, another Liberian elsewhere have the right to express their view. I don't think our listeners have been very derogatory in terms of the wording that they use to be insulting. But this is how the controlling process starts. And this is the road that you are leading, which is dangerous, not just for the country. I mean, it's dangerous for this network and potentially for the country to tell people what wrong way they use. You tell people to put their foot in their mouth. What does that mean when you tell human being to take your foot and put it in their mouth? It's okay, you as a host, you as an anchor to say it. For somebody to challenge the administrative power of a sitting president, not your president, that his president, whether he voted for or against, is not okay with you. Is that what you want to tell us? And you want people to speak your language because you want to be like the Idi Amin of this network. That's not going to happen. If you want for people to listen to you, then come and just talk about yourself. Do not talk about Liberia, because when you talk about Liberia, other people have an opposing view in your talking point. I'm not sure what I'm clear with that, but Terry can help to interpret that. Or your friend Jerry, you see Jerry holding him there from facial expression. He's guilty. He knows what I'm saying is right.
Okay, but let me say this to you. Let me say this to you quickly, Mr.
So that
hold on 1 minute, please. Hold on 1 minute, Jerry. Let me say this to you, Mr. So. Let me say this to you. If you will say that here on this platform and not giving me some credit, then you are doing me some disservice here, Mr. So. Let me. Will you allow me to speak, please? You know, you've been around me for a very long time. And you and I have had some heated argument here about the choice of words from people. I am not one of those that who will run a platform and has as a host and have people to come in and call another person lie. You can use such, and I've gone through with many people, you can use such word as misleading, which means the same thing. Now, let's go straight to Walter Carter. Walter Carter is a highly educated person.
No.
He's not Johnny come lately.
No.
Number one. Walter Carter has a value. He grew up in a house. He didn't grow up in the street.
No.
And now because of politics, okay?
Whatever.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Mr. Nimble, you
That's
are
okay. But on a very serious note, for Walter Carter to come in and say that this president is inept, good, that's okay. But to use other language, which I'm not going to repeat, to describe an almost 80-plus-year-old man from Liberia who owned a job, who owned a crime, is to be your president. I will not allow that. You can disagree with me. You can disagree with this president. You can disagree with the president based on policy, and they know me. When I was on this platform, I disagree with Mr. Saul. I let you speak. I didn't say anything. I disagree with Mr. President Weah, but I've always stated this. My disagreement with President Weah has nothing to do with personal issue. It has to do with policy. I even give an example where I used President Weah's name because of his name. People gave me Pusawa in Canton, Ohio. I've laid that story out so many times. So it is my policy that if I'm running this show, nobody gonna come here and try to use words, especially someone who is a highly educated as Walter Carter, who can use another language that would describe the same thing, but would not be that colorful. And if you come in and try to use language that is that colorful, I will stop you. And if I can't stop you, you're not going to be able to talk because I will talk over you. So that's all it is. Let us be respectful. President Buckeye, he put his hand up. Hold on. I'll come to you. He put his hand up and said, I want to be your president. That is not a crime. That is not a crime. Furthermore, it's all enough for you to put your mouth on him like that. That is unacceptable. Not on this platform. Let me go to Dr. Mali, who anxiously want to rebuttal.
Yes, it's like
go ahead.
I'm trying to go. It seems to be I've lost a lot.
That's your closing now too as well. So go ahead and combine everything together.
It seems to be I have lost a lot tonight. I hope to recover by tomorrow. But however,
you gain redemption tomorrow. That I promise you.
What I want to tell
now when I'm here.
Yeah, now what I want to tell Samson to program tonight is that if you're not prepared to get into politics, it's a dirty game. If you're not prepared to get into it, especially politics in Africa, don't get into it. Politics is a dirty game. Sometimes it comes with dirty languages and terminology and description.
Correct.
If His Excellency President Boakai, this is the government in Liberia is not a traditional government where His Excellency is the paramount chief and everybody got to bow. No, this is democracy. He should be referred to as His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia. Even the issue of the word we use as father, we try to personalize and traditionalize the whole government. It's wrong. Two, when people come on this platform, they have their constitutional right to express their view. We have said time and time again that we will not entertain profanitives. Lie is not profanity. Lie is a description. The president told us that he's going to publish his what do you call it, sir?
Asset.
For some reason, the president don't publish his asset. How do you describe that? There is no way to pour to ice cream that. There's no chocolate you can pour on that. The president has just
What's wrong with the word misleading?
I come in. No, that's not misleading.
Oh, it's not misleading?
There's no word to pour ice cream on that thing. The president has just lied to the people of Liberia. And it's politics. It's welcome in politics. It's not profanity. It's not what the senator or the representative Colbert can be doing, rather insulting people. We can't do that on this platform. No, we can't do that.
Thank you.
You see? So lastly, no, give me a chance, oh man. You can't keep putting the stick in my throat.
Okay, lastly.
Wow.
There is a lot of disconnect in this government. There is no total coherence of communication in this government. All right? It started from the commerce minister. He made a statement, the president got to come and debunk the statement. The information minister can talk a tabata. Now today he on those. The government got to avoid going into this damage control thing. It's not good.
Okay.
Thank you. And
Thank
so
you. I want to take the last caller. So go ahead. Finish your statement.
The last call was the last caller. You just
the guy who's calling is part of the LPR. Go ahead, wrap it up. Dr. Male, we're not in courthouse.
No. This platform is governed by ethics. This platform, I'm sure, is governed by ethics and value system.
Absolutely. Dr. Male, we're not in a classroom. Make a point. Make a point.
Yeah, liberal, respecting the view of platform panelists is part of the value system.
But that's one of the panelists that is calling. That's the panelist that is calling. Go ahead, make a point. Make a point, Dr. Male.
Now you are harassing my ability.
All right, let me take your caller and you can finish. I'll come back to you. Okay, I will come back to you. Callers, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Tool and the rest of the panelists.
Thank you.
I think, thank you for bringing me back on. I think Mr. Toolin do me right. Never insulted Joseph Boakai. I described his behavior as a leader. And the words that I use are political words. They are English words. When somebody is not capable of doing a job, you use those descriptions on that person. It was not insulting. It was harsh, but it was never an adjective that I use on the platform. For Mr. Stowe to make the audience to believe that I said bad, insulted the president, I didn't do that. Everybody can go back and play the tape. And I maintain my statement. A man who cannot show political will to do the things he accused the former president of. Man who said he could do it right than President Weah. To see at this time that his ministers are making mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, and he does nothing, it shows ineptitude, shows a man that does not have the political will, and he's not even qualified to be a president. That's all I'm saying. It's political. It's not an insult.
Okay,
so
thank you for
it. I'm sorry, but we have to speak about it.
Thank you for the explanation. We appreciate it, Walter. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Let's go with Terry. Terry, go ahead and give us your clear scene. And you can give it to us exactly how you feel, whatever it is that's on your mind about what has transpired. Talk about it, please.
Well, I would not want to, because actually everybody got a show the way they want to run it, especially for you, you got a show. And if you say you don't like for people to use the word lie, like for me, when I grew up, in the house I grew up in, my grandmother said nobody used the word lie. So we used to say, tell story. That's what we used to say. She said,
Terry, can you hold on? Lion Tech gonna have to respond, please.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Lion Tech getting ready to put me in the hole here. Go ahead. Samson told I drop off the road. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, you're on.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Mr. Toh, for taking my call. This is Teddy Care Lion Yankun. I'm calling from Fargo, North Dakota.
Thank you for calling.
Greetings to everybody, to the panelists, and to the Liberian people worldwide. Well, Mr. Toe, you guys will have to take the bullets now because, you guys y'all flamboyantly, I'm saying, came up saying that, Joseph Boakai is the only solution. George Weah have been failure into so many things on so many fronts. So the Liberian people are questioning and asking your hard questions. And I'm seeing your unity partisans, Joseph Boakai supporters, all on the various platforms are being very agitated. You're being, this other matter, getting on people questioning personal attack on other people because y'all want to be fair. You're the leader of Waka. And one thing that the United Party government and Joseph Waka have failed the Liberian people, and they are come out in a kind of criminal manner. And the Liberian people and the CDC, in opposition, we are very responsible and civilized opposition. We are not being so aggressive and disrespectful like unity partisans, the way you guys were on George Weah. We are, even with George Weah have been the leader that presented the good roadmap how Liberians should govern. We should learn how to tolerate others, whether they're not in the driver's seat, and we in the driver's seat, we can have a government of inclusion.
Thank you.
All these things, Baga have failed on all these things to unite the Liberian people or on some kind of reconciliation.
Thank you. But tell you, Lion,
you cannot continue to defend.
Lion, hold on 1 minute. We have not heard from you for a very long time. What's going on? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm okay, Uncle. I'm okay.
Tell Lion. Lion.
We haven't heard from you for Mr. So is calling you. Go ahead, Mr. So.
Tell Lion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always
telling the reason you're being away is because he doesn't want voices to be heard.
Okay. That a role you're going to take. Okay, tell Lion, thank you very much. Please call because we I like to hear from Walter Carter. I like to hear from Aaron Bradley. I like to hear from Brookable. Then you next. 4 of you. When you call, you'll make the show complete. But thank you for your call.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay. Go ahead, Terry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to take it, Terry. We haven't heard from him for a very long time. You know that. So go ahead,
yeah.
Terry.
So like I was saying, so where I grew up, my grandmother used to say nobody used the word lie on nobody. So we used to use the word tell story. But that was our family house. All right. When it comes to politics is a dirty game. But again, this is Labor show. This is how he runs his show. And if he says there are certain words you don't like to hear from his background, I understand exactly from whence he comes. But however, I listen to Wilton Kettle and other guys are saying that, like the guy who just called, he said Ambassador Boakai have failed the people. He have failed to unite the people. A man who just got up in power for 4 months. What is your yardstick you're using to conclude a 6-year term? Yeah, I don't get it. These other guys are just fake. They just all of them false. Yeah. Because you are concluding the leadership that's supposed to last for 6 years in 4 months. How can that be possible? More to that, most of the miscombobulation we see here, you cause it. Your government cause it. Then you all over the place. And President Boakai have failed the people. And President Boakai have in 4 months or 5 months, the man have failed when he got 6 years. So at least give us at least 2 years. Then you can kind of say, oh, we fail or we're doing something that's not right. But bro, you have to allow the government to work. You have to give the government chance to sail. This government will prove to you in the next 2 to 3 years whether if they are successful or they're going to be successful or not. In as much as I myself can criticize some missteps of President Boakai, but that does not give me the ability or the audacity to conclude that President Booker has failed. You know, that does not give me the audacity to conclude in 4 months that President Booker has failed. We don't care till you guys miss the mark. What you guys need to do is just relax and watch this government. You already seen within the 4-month period, in as much as the road is not perfect to that extent, people are riding from here in one day to Maryland County. They're riding from Monrovia to Maryland County. Something that your job we are could not do borrow medicine. Now I call him borrow tablet. I don't call him borrow medicine again. I call him borrow tablet because because something that he could have done that he was not able to do. JMB have done that. You know, thank you, Bobby. JMB have done that within 4 months. That is employee. In as much as, okay, I can criticize on this stuff, but let me tell you, like I said, right? Anywhere my papa twists it, we will go there. I will criticize something, I will say something, but anywhere he can it, I'll be on him. Anywhere we go. We will be with the government until, if the government fail, we will fail with the government. Just how you're the seditions. You're with Joe, until he fail and still pressing him. This government, if this government fail, we will fail with it. But we will not compromise with y'all to bring you back in power. We will not happen. We're here. Thank you very much. Yeah. But that's it. This is Labour say. If Labour say he don't like this particular word, he don't like it on his show, that's his show. Don't bring that word there. That is just my own candidate advice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jerry, thank you. Jerry, Terry had just taken everything the way. Where you, Jerry, talk to us. Talk to us. Jerry, oh my goodness. No, let me
do it. I gotta run.
You think after Terry talk, I will let you talk? To come and muddy the water? Terry finish talking. Jerry, quiet. But look at your guess who's calling? Aaron Bropler. Let me take Aaron Bropler and let him go deal with Terry. Aaron Bropler, good evening. We'll take your call. Go ahead. What do you got to say? Aaron Bropler, are you there? Yes, he's there. Aaron, are you there?
Oh, Breakable say you're keeping me on record.
Aaron, we're waiting for you.
How you doing, Mr. Cole? You know, Terry, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we hearing you clear, Boble. I know that mean you coming for a time.
Oh, you know, Breakable call you again. Aaron, we're listening to you. Go ahead.
Terry confused me to marry you. Terry confused me to marry you. Terry, what does that worker do in 5 months? That you. President, we are doing here 5 months. Can you please tell me? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll answer it Thursday.
I can answer you right
now. Go ahead.
No. Don't worry, I'm answering.
Aaron, are you there? Okay, Aaron's gone. All right. Let hear Breakable. Let's hear what Breakable got to say. Let me call him back.
Breakable say he keeping record.
Let's hear what Terry, you really shook them right now. They are all shooken up. Listen to Breakable now. Breakable, are you there? No, you're not answering. Okay. All right. Breakable for you if you answer.
Can I do my closing? Let me leave you guys.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Breakable, are you there?
Are you ready?
Okay, go ahead. Breakable, hurry up. What on your mind?
Terry, you're recording. I'll keep your recording. I'll keep your recording and I'll play time without number.
Oh my goodness.
You just said because Washington Day.
you go to the decision day, you're going to do the same thing. No, a lot of people, Terry, when you see the mistakes you guys are making, the irresponsibility government, whatever style you're doing in your government in less than 4 months, and you are so proud to say that, Terry, the reason the Liberal people voted against CDC, and in less than 4 months after the election, you do the same worst thing, Terry. Then you posting on the show. No.
Thank you.
If I was you by now, I will even be quiet because the blunder that you got made just 2 days now, that the president's statement is different, the minister's statement different, the information statement different, all the government official statement different. You're going to want you, you're a machine.
Right. Thank you.
All your complete statement.
Thank you.
And you're so proud to stand right here. Instead of buying down with fair in your shame, but you're boasting and supporting what is wrong. No, I mean, with all the guys here, you're still hard. Anything you can have, and you got the at night. Then you're boasting. You don't understand that this government will policy of consultancy. And they said they know it all.
Thank you.
Know it all, government. In less than 4 months, you make it every day can. You make a mistake.
Thank you.
Every day can you make a mistake. Look at why they I don't know why Mr. Joe, why you not discussed by the
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
The Minister of Public Works.
Okay.
Why you there today? You got two men on Dawson Road. And today you admitted that it's the worst ever project they went on as a government. He admitted. And as a minister, as a public works minister and public works person, I know about road building, construction, he's not even discussing those things because he support the government. So every negative thing that happened, he supported. The people spend 22 million on Dawson Road.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Money.
Thank you.
When Samuel Tua spent $21 million, and he was still supporting Jowia.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. So, you want to go last? Can you go last? Let Jared close and then you take it.
I will go last to bring the deal.
No, Mr. So, you go no, you're coming with something here. Go ahead, Mr. So, go ahead.
No, like Jared time. Don't give Jared his time.
Okay.
Don't abandon.
Thank you so much. See, Mr. So, I feel so sorry for you. What a lady name, Mrs. Richardson, the former governor for Texas. Yeah. He looked at George Bush and said, George Bush, I feel so sorry for you. Mr. Two, I feel sorry for you. Maybe he has shared.
You feel sorry for Mr. Two?
No, I said Mr. Two. I said Mr. So. I said Mr. Two.
What are your own men feel sorry for?
No, I said I feel sorry for you. Maybe history, maybe you have forgotten, or the sedition, maybe you have forgotten.
Right.
Let me get to something quick. George Weah, 6 years. 6 years. He neglected the Southeast. He had to go through Aracle. He had to go through Aracles to campaign. Yeah, boy, guy, we're taking in less than 4 months. People are driving from Grand Chile to Monrovia. One of your yes, sir. Eastern President, William V.S. Studman. How many years? No, don't scratch your head. How many years? Don't scratch your head. How many years?
You're on fire, Gary. You're on fire.
I just want to get in statistics.
Has abandoned his brother.
Yeah, I just want to get in statistics. Probably they have forgotten for me. I will not use no profanity. I will not call somebody like William V.S. Studman. 27 years. George Weah, 6 years. The former vice president, Green, to Willie Talbot. Hey, folks, what's wrong with you people? Where are you people? You have forgotten history so soon? Mr. Boakai, 5 months in office. Look how far he had gone.
I tell you, 5 months.
So, Southeast, you people have benefited. Boakai is the only president so far from the West besides Torvald. I'm talking about J.J. Rowell and Stephen Benson and all the people. We're talking about it. So how can you people sit on the platform and try to castigate Mr. Boakai? And Tubman, 27 years plus 6. Now how many years? Mr. Green, you were vice president to the late over. All the role on that bill.
Nothing.
Thank you. So you come on this show and telling Mr. Boakai 5 months. 5 months. Or less than 5 months. In fact, less than 5 months now. Know what he had done. Mr. Boakai, we'll put you on the platform, keep all the good work. We'll salute you. We'll pray for you. If you're in wheelchair, we'll still carry you to the executive mansion to execute.
Thank you, Jared. Mr. So, are you able to talk?
Wow. This is so sad. Very, very, very sad. And the audience will be the judge. The youth, the liberal, and your patron to try to turn this informative, unique outlet to be like a Roxy or Gabriel Cinema, clapping your finger running from one button to another.
Rasa Cinema, nobody in Liberia know what Rasa Cinema is. Nobody know what Gabriel Cinema is.
Let me ask you this here, Gerald Barker. You should be ashamed of yourself. You are one of the chief architects that brought George Weah. It is right in your house, in your own words. You know it. I know it. Brought George Weah to town. Am I lying? Am I lying? Or because of your recent repentance, we wouldn't even know what is a right.
You're not lying. You're not lying. You're not lying.
Okay.
But the Bible said, "Why you see the book of Deuteronomy said, when I was a child, I think like a child. When I became a man, I think like a man."
Oh, you're not saying your Bible voice. Okay. So why will you throw that at me? I'm just an honest person. I just outlined that, and your guy is here. That Boycott is taking a strategic political decision to knowing what is playing out. And that is the right thing to do. But unfortunately, you and the liberal are so misguided, misinformed, and just drawing yourself just only for supporting. You don't want to be even objective as Terry is. And that is sad. And you liberal, Samson told, for you to come and sit and try to regulate the voices of the Liberian people, expressing their views about how their government, how their country works, to tell them to use. And I can say it. When Joseph Boyka lie, I will tell him, say he lie. When George Weah lie, I will say George Weah lie. I am not talking about my home. I'm not talking about myself. I know I'm talking about the country, Republic of Liberia. It is not of my own. It is the people's country, and they have their right to express their view. For you to come here, you profess to be a liberal, but you want to be controlling, you want to regulate people, you want the people to speak the way you want them to speak. Jesus Christ. You are not doing this president good. You should leave from here now, and let me remind you again, because I know you're supposed to shut me up. You're supposed to be to Sister River now to receive the work that is going on, just how you visited our breach. You went on that breach to do an inspection, and you said, am I lying? If I'm lying, tell me that this bridge, since it was erected, it was built in the 60s or whatever by the Vietnamese and all of that. Nobody has gone there to do an inspection. Now, the man that you support, the trumpet that you blew on this network, the dancing that you are dancing on this network, it is time abandoned Eureka Bridge, go to Liberia and tell the president, don't wait for them to call you. I am here, you are qualified, you are competent. Instead, you want to be here with Jared Bacon like a little chihuahua, and you're just running your mouth all day. Anybody say anything about their country president, then you get into feelings and you becomes emotional. There'll be a long way to stay inside.
I want to make an announcement.
Jerry, this guy staff you, he said Jerry Bacon is a co-host. He's abandoned you. It's up to you when you still want to form coalition with him.
The man,
Terry,
baby. But let me say this. Let me make the announcement, Mr. So, since you're the CEO, as you're here. This is what we're going to do for you guys. All of those that believe that the liberals shouldn't do what you're doing. Every Tuesday.
You see, somebody telling me, look, you see, these are your fans. They're telling me good night. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You know, this thing here, we have to fight out. I know you're going to come to your, what was the last day I went to Philadelphia this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend.
For the funeral? I saw
yeah,
that video.
Yeah.
And people.
Yeah, Mr. So you can do excellent work.
And the leper is doing good. The leper is doing this.
Oh, in Philadelphia?
I'm telling you, we are talking. More than 5 people, you know, it is because this Zion Grove Baptist Choir, he wants to raise from this network to be the same thing the sedition did. That's what we want to do. But you know what? We will not allow it to survive.
But let me make my announcement. Mr. So since you're CEO and you're right here, let me make the announcement. Monday, we're going to have general conversation. Tuesday, conversation with Samson / President Baka praising team. Jerry Bagon will be the coach.
Are they going to pay for that airtime?
Mr. So, this is Liberia Public Radio.
Okay.
Liberia Public Radio.
Okay.
Jerry Bagon going to be the co-host for Tuesday.
Jesus
conversation
Christ.
with Samson to /
My goodness.
praising for President Baka. So if you don't want to be part of the praise team for President Baka, we will criticize. And we will have Terry on here who will be truthful to us. So Jerry and myself, we will come out here and praise. But Terry will be the one to be the counterweight to say, okay, all the praising are done. These are the things that happen that I see. I think we need to fix 1, 2, 3. So Terry will be the counterweight on us. I'm just announcing this here. So those of you that don't want to hear President Baka be praised, don't come on Tuesday.
Your request is hereby denied by the executive.
By the board chair. At the board that what kind of executive? At the board chair.
Is that why you want to bring on this network? I think you better call Prince Sherry and Michael. Get one of them to join you. That's not what. It's not going to happen on this network.
Well, we're gonna.
Terry, do you want to be part of that choir group?
No, you're not. I told you what Terry job will be. Terry will be the counterweight.
Okay, I will be here too.
No. I said, but when you hear, we'll control what you say. I'm just letting you know. We will be total. In fact, this is what I'm going to go. I'm going to go on the other platform. The other software. That's what I'm going to be using on Tuesday. And I will only send the link out to those. You know the other software. You can't enter. Well, I invite you. The liberal. We're gonna. The president.
Are you trying to be like another Steve Bennett of Liberia on LPR?
Mr. So, no, on a very serious note, Mr. So, on a very serious note, before we close, let me just say this here. In as much as I support President Baka, I truly believe, and this is what is really hurting me, I truly believe the old man really, really want to do good for Liberia. Yeah, people say he's slow and what have you. But if you have people, young people around you, they're supposed to be the one to say, oh man, this is what we're doing. This is what, look at the thing that happened with the yellow machine business. Why were they not discussed among themselves before it was announced at the retreat. And there were some people at the retreat, I truly believe, that felt that this lady had overshadowed them. And they wanted to make sure this lady is brought to book.
So
they decided to put out some sort of a talking point. And the opposition got hold of the talking point.
It's not an issue of opposition. Do you believe that was in isolation, the lady saying something? And do you think it's without the acquiescence of the president? Is that what you want to tell me?
Even if it is,
no, don't put if.
Why is it now becoming a debate? Why is it now becoming a debate that the press secretary?
I think Male Jones
that the press secretary will come out and try to speak the record up.
Yeah, what is happening here? Yeah, what is happening? And take it, you will get.
And folks, we might be going over a little bit tonight. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, what is happening within the inner cycle? And let me just tell you now. 2 major people were booted out as of yesterday from in a classified chat room that they were in when they were supporting this president. But this now, when you are in the governing stage, from opposition to you transition to governing. When you are in the governing stage, you become more or less tolerant. You become the last person to speak. You don't just talk. You don't just run mouth. So they thought they gave them chance, and they were warned. And there were certain people in the Senate who are also a high core supporter of this president. All these people there, and it was okay. But they come to realize as those information come, just how we get our group chat, right? Sometimes we have conversation, this and that, and then like this, manage to get throw somebody in there and stuff like that. And this person said, on the by the time it gets out, boom. Why it is on a conversation, breaking news saying that. So those people, they have been booted out. What is happening right now? Ome is positioning himself because there are some people who are trying to be traitor, and he's not going to take. He's not going to. Don't be surprised. Before the end of the year, there will be some people be moving from one place to another. I think he made this sort of political accommodation based on the coalition that succeeded him. The president met with a Chinese ambassador. Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'm telling you a classified information now. Minister of Foreign Affairs getting mad, why the president, blah, blah. You are the minister. Should the president, you and the president, who's supposed to report to you? You want the president to report to you? They have come to realize this woman does not have no international contact. I'm telling you. And it is disappointing to the president. Because things that he anticipated being her long stay within the diplomatic world,
so all that time.
They just thought there was some sort of a good rapport with the people out there. That is not happening. And the president is furious and disappointed about that. So don't be surprised. Some of those people who helped to raise this alligator, better to let them go. Don't sit here and can't cry. Mali was right. The action by the Minister of Information, if it was Samuel Doe, or
he would have been fired.
As much he was presidential press secretary, they were going to let him go. Because this was the same guy who was complaining about Lenja who Rennie, when Rennie were talking about government were not giving form, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you minister, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to let go. But he had a guts to sit down without exercising tolerant responsibility, forgetting to know that he is the official spokesperson of the government of Liberia. He was speaking to the diplomatic world. He was speaking to the world, not just unity partisan, not just ordinary Liberia. And so whatever comes from his mouth, it is a clear indication that there's a disconnect when the Minister of Information to come back instead of he.
It's too early, 5 months.
Say that.
Then you go sit down order.
Maybe because you were on, how the caller said, what else? What I want to show me?
Class reloaded.
Class reloaded. That class. They will end up this.
Which one is a class reloader? You mean the closing argument?
No, Senator Dillon's media.
So what he did is just you can't do. You will never have people. What's his name? The late Imaya Buya, Moses Washington, those people to do. And he been in the business. For you to come down, you just put your own government down. If you are going to go, God bless him. If you are facing the days of people like Robin White or Elizabeth Blum, You say that kind of thing, they're going to call you. They're going to call you for an interview, and that's where your downfall going to come from. But maybe boycott will give them a chance. And the reason you labor here, you're struggling. Before I go,
Thank you.
reason you're struggling here too is you are not as independent as I am. So I'm
not going to make a comment with your independent business.
You made a declaration who you support. So for this reason, when ordinary person who have their own side, when they come to express, you get in your feelings, let emotions, sentiment come in. Boycott baby, that somebody can call it me. Boycott baby.
Good night.
You can call him say Sunday, so I don't know. We waiting to see what will happen.
Oh, he said he coming on Sunday?
Yeah, the man said Sunday, fire him again. So
I haven't heard from
the
guy. You know, I haven't heard from Yeke Kodwa and what's his name? The guy in Morocco for a very long time.
Oh,
what's about your son, Costa too?
Costa will come back.
Costa will come back. Costa is setting time bomb. That guy, I don't underestimate that guy. They gave that boy guy, he's going to come back.
So right now, he can't do it, and he knows what he's doing. So right now, he can't do anything. He waiting when I do a seat up, then he suffers, then he wants to be like
he'll come back. Okay, well, thank you, Mr. So.
But be careful that Samson told children, and so he's feeling
Terry, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Terry. Mr. So, thank you. Good night, Mr. So. Thank you, Terry. Good night, of course. Again, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning into LeBron Public Radio. Folks, we're way past time tonight. But I want to say this, and let me put my face up. I want to say this here to many of you that are listening right now. It is not about me, and it's not about any other person. Yes, there are 5.something million in Liberia, and President Baka put his hands up. He did it immediately after their term was over, and he was defeated. He didn't go home. He said, let me go sit down. He decided he wants to do it because he has something he wants to offer to the Liberian people. Now, politics is a delegate. I understand that. But first of all, if we're going to use language to describe the president, you can call me whatever name you want to call me. You see the face, my hand face more, mama. But somebody who is old enough to be like the father, even if we're going to disagree with him, let's find words that we can use that will be suitable, that will be soothing to the soul. What do you guys want me to do? I come on here before I open my show, I pray to God. Then you want me to sit down here after praying to God for guidance. You want me to sit down here for you to denigrate somebody who is old enough to be my father? I will not let that happen. It will not be on this liberal show. So if you come here, you want to say something to the president, and if I feel the language you're using are unbecoming, I will not give you a chance. They're not political business here. You can disagree with the president. You can say the president and his government are messing up. That's fine. But there should be words, language that you should be able to use that will still mean the same thing. That's all that I'm saying. And those of you that follow me over the years, I never one day come on the platform and use language. The same thing I was saying, that the same thing happening. I say I will not sit here to use word on President Weah. When I know the person that I support, why if that person becomes president tomorrow? Then they start using that same word on that person, what would I say? And therefore, I've always said this. I will criticize, but I will do it with responsibility. I will criticize, but I will do it with respect. And that's all that I ask. Let us respect each other. Forget about me. You can come here and insult me and say whatever you want to say, that's okay. But it's not because I support him. That's besides the point. He's an older gentleman. Not because he put himself in the Liberian politics business, you'll be cussing him. No, you can cuss him on your own time. But when you come here to talk intellectual issue, insult against President Baka will not be tolerated. I'm just telling you, and I'm being very frank with you, why I love you guys to follow why I love for you guys to join me all the time. I enjoy your company. There's nothing wrong with you making your point. But when it comes to President Bakai, he's old. He's not your George Weah or Samson Toe type. He's old. We should do that for our own respect. We have culture, my people. We have culture in Liberia. We are from our homes. We're not from the street. Because few people used to do it then, they think it's good now. No. For me, I've always turned against it, and I will continue to turn against it. So I'm saying to you, please, let us respect the father of the nation. That would be my closing. Samson Toe, Labrador Public Radio. I'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. And please join me tomorrow when I try to join the conservative. I will be on his show tomorrow. I will carry my own water. The water here. I will carry it. They can't do nothing to me. I'm a liberal. I got liberal views. And I will show these two conservatives calling themselves independent that they are not independent. They are, in fact, conservative, disguising themselves to be independent. Who independent will tell you, say, you want capital punishment in Liberia? He want them to build 10 better yara in Liberia. That marriage statement. Who independent will tell you, say, Mr. So will come and bring the conservative idea and dress like a conservative person, and then you expect me to say, yeah, they are independent? They are not independent. We'll be here on the show tomorrow. Samson Toe, good night, folks. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank God. Oh, one thing. Let us continue to pray for one another. Let us continue to pray for one another. It's very important. God is real. God is on our side. With that, I will say good night to all of you.